How's it going, everyone, and welcome to this video. Right here, we're back in the Zoom chats, a bunch of bold lads, and we are talking about a very popular topic. We are discussing the horseshoe, the shadow, what to do about it, how to get comfortable with it. Enjoy this chat. Next thing I want to talk about, guys, this is something you probably see like in comments and stuff everywhere, is the shadow, right? The dreaded shadow, which is, you know, I don't know if we can see what we're going here. We've got a bit of shadow here, a little bit, you know. Obviously, whether you go with the shave or the buzz cut, I think this is a sort of 3-dayer, if you can see it with the light. Bit of a Joe Rogan going on at the minute. But, yeah. But you know, the shadow. This is something that, for me, I'll just say my own experience. Someone was asking me, like, how do you deal with the shadow, right? And this is a strange one, isn't it? So in the initial stages, kind of, I don't want to say obsessed, but it was something I was conscious of. And so I was very regular, you know, twice a day, every 2 days, you know, with the razor. Twice a day would be crazy. Every 2 days with the razor. Yeah. You know, super smooth to minimize any sort of horseshoe action, you know, any sort of shadow where you could see, like, noticeably that I was balding, right? At the end of the day, you know, I wanted that shaved head look, clean, stylish, not, oh, it looks like that guy's going bald. Now, for me, once I grew it out, after the initial shave, the relief, yes, I'm bald, this feels great. About 6 months after, for the first time, I let it grow for like 10 days, you know, and it was tough. You know, I did a video on it. It was tough. Like day 3, I was in the gym. I was feeling really self-conscious about it. Day 4, day 5, I was like, oh my God, people are looking at me. Like, I feel ugly. I feel like dirty, just not clean, well kept. And I was worried about, like, people can see I'm balding. But eventually I shaved it off. But the second time I did it again a few months later, and I just didn't care. It just wasn't even a thing, you know. I just got so used to it that ever since that point, whether I go 3 days, 4 days, you know, I like to keep it clean because, again, I feel more well kept like that. You know, you want to take pride in your appearance. But if I've missed a day or I need to go somewhere, I'm going out and I haven't shaved it, I don't freak out like, you know, oh no, I need to shave it because I need to have no shadow. But so many guys, I think, I don't know, I really would love to hear all of your guys, like, experience with the shadow, whether it was ever a thing, you know, whether it is a thing you still think about or whatnot. Obviously, yeah, Luke, you can jump in, but I think Nick and Luke are both buzz cutters, right? You both prefer a cheeky buzz cut. And I think, Tommy, you go more with a razor, right? Like me most of the time.
Yeah, straight razor, just get it all off,
Yeah. So, yeah, Luke, go for it, man. What's your take on that stuff?
I think it's interesting, isn't it? Because it's almost like the opposite now. You're actually wearing if you got hair rather than no hair. So it's definitely it's an interesting concept. But I must be honest, I think with the whole shadow, because I've done it a few times. I think obviously for me, where it's most obvious when I do it is obviously the front, because that's where I'm seeing that's where it's going. So, you know, that's when I'm very conscious. I think I've got like a little island going on my head. I mean, I've got to be honest. I think you have to really, I think you really have to be accepting to your going bald idea with the whole shadow effect. But yeah, like I've done it a few times, and it's like you said, the first time I was so conscious. I think I grew out for like 6, maybe 7 days, and you could definitely see, you know, where I was losing my hair.
Yeah.
So I was very conscious, but then I shaved it, felt 10 times better. But then I did it the second time, and then the third time, and the fourth time, because I actually let it grow out. I actually like letting it grow out now, just to kind of give my head a rest, because I get, you know, I suffer from irritation, so I don't want to shave it like every 2 days or so. So I let it grow out. Maybe I do like maybe once a week, maybe sometimes once every week and a half. But I think the whole shadow effect, the more and more I'm doing it, the more and more I'm coming to acceptance of that idea. Sometimes I look at it and I think, you know, actually it doesn't look actually that bad. But in my personal opinion, I do prefer the shaved look. I think that, like you said, I like that kind of clean cut look. However, I'm not afraid to now go outside and, you know, rock the shadow. For me, that's not a problem. So, but I definitely think that does take time to kind of get used to, or, you know, try and go for that look as such.
Just quickly, I actually think, like you said, when I grew mine out as well, I kind of learned to like it as well. Like that sort of like, even if it's like 5-6 days, I think it was like, I felt super ballsy. The fact I was out there with the horseshoe, you know, even more so than just having the shaved head. I just, especially you know, the second time I did it when I grew it out, I was more comfortable with it. And I almost took like more pride in being able to do that, being able to be out there with the sort of shadow, with a bit of, you know, a bit of growth there, being like, is what going bald, mate. You know, this is me. Like, is what it is.
I feel like that's ultimate exposure. That's ultimate exposure.
Yeah, that's
it's literally showing where it's going and where the gap is. I think if you can do that, then you know, I think you kind of ticked off the bald insecurity for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Very similar to Luke's comment. When I first shaved my hair off for the first time, I didn't really think much of a shadow. I was just thinking it's off. That's it. It's kind of how people perceive it, really. For me, if it gets too long, I do get a little bit insecure because it just looks a bit silly. Because it's like I'm going to do another shave probably tomorrow. But I've always done like a one, or as you said, buzz cut all over, just enough, like it just gives enough like dark colouring in a way. If you just go out and rock the bald look regardless of a shadow or not, you've kind of, like, as Luke said, you just tick all the boxes. I do like a little bit of hair just so I can sleep, because it's just irritation, really. I've done a razor before, same thing. I just couldn't sleep, so just something a little bit there. So it's all something to like go up and down with.
It's all about finding what works for you, you know, what works for you, different routines and that. And I've got to the point now where I've bought loads of razors for reviews and stuff. I mix it up all the time. Like, I'll just be like, oh, I've got a little box, like, oh, what do I fancy using? I use anything. I quite enjoy it, you know, different cream, different razors. And I think it's good to just like mix it up a bit. What do you reckon, Tommy?
I've been through all these phases of like shaving just with with the clippers with like no guard on and stuff, and then I think as I've got grown into it, I just prefer to just clean off. Like, my hair's like dark black, so when I get a shadow, it's like you really see it. It's like nothing, and then just a just bit around the side, and this tiny bit here I get. So it looks kind of crazy, but I grew it because we've been in this lockdown thing, so I grew it out for like 2 weeks. And you could really just see the extent of how far back.
Yeah.
I just prefer it just from it looking neater to having a shadow. But everyone's different, right? Like, Luke, you've got like light coloured hair, haven't you? It seems like you've got light coloured hair.
Yeah. So it's like a light brown. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Luke can get away with having hair. Like us having longer hair, not for having hair, but like having more grown out. You know, after a buzz cut, there's a guy that I work with, and he's got light hair color, and it looks like after he's had, you know, his trim, he just lasts forever. And like mine's like 10 hours. It's like shadow, like it's got light colored hair. So I think it depends on the color hair you've got as well, as to how you decide you want to rock it. But for me, over time, I just prefer it to be cleaner and I just shave it. I shave it off when I have a shower.
Yeah.
Like a daily thing. So
yeah, that's what I do. I usually shave it off in the shower as well. But so for you, Tommy, just quickly, is it like you just prefer the look of that cleaner look? It's just preference rather than, so you've done the bars and stuff, rather than thinking like, oh, I need to get rid of this shadow, it looks terrible.
No, I mean, I ran out of shaving foam. I don't really get like a subscription thing from Harry's. Yeah. So they'll send it through, but we moved just before lockdown, and I cancelled it, and then I just haven't renewed it. Anyway, I just ran out, so I was like, "That's fine." It's not. It doesn't ruin my day, you know. It's like, fine, I'll just leave it. If I have a choice, then I'll shave it off, you know.
Yeah.
But if I can't, then that's fine. Also, it is what it is.
I also, in one video that I did that was quite useful, I think, I talked about like buzzing it versus like, should you like razor shave it? And I mentioned in there about like the balding pattern, like how, like where it's going. I think it looks like Nick and Luke, who both prefer the cheeky buzz. You've actually, like, you're more going backwards here, but here you've still got like some coverage. But I think Tommy and I, for like this whole middle bit here, it's just like pretty much universally thin or gone, you know? Tommy's got his cheeky island, but mine's like, you know, here, you know, just all this.
Yeah.
It's like super thin. Yeah, for me, like the buzz, it's like if you've still got hair, like let's say here backwards, the buzz is a great look, I think, you know, because you've still got something like it's dark sort of all over universally. But if you've got that solid like horseshoe action, I think just the cleanest look, you know, it is with the razor. But like you said, I think it's good. That's probably the moral of this whole conversation is try it all, you know, try it all, get comfortable with all of it, you know.
I swear I like your style. Put you in Chanel cause it's just perfect for your smile. Girl, I swear for you I'd run the world, I'd run the miles. The way you look at me, I think I'm going insane. It's crazy how we started out to what the